Welcome to Mentality, the man's show. Here is the scenario. You come home, she's giving you the silent treatment. You figure out something's wrong. And finally, when you do get her to talk, she tells you about things she was told by her friend. The question is, do women let their friends run their relationships? My name is Ian Bogua. With me, the usual suspects, Edward Quach.
Salute, gentlemen.
Pastor S.
Hello.
Let's see what the men on the street have to say.
It depends on the principles with which a lady runs her affairs or her relationship or her marriage. But there's a tendency for women to listen to their peers and friends more. And sometimes they run into wrong counsel and wrong advice. And that's really affecting their fragile relationships.
Women are easily influenced. So when they talk with their peers outside there, they tend to agree, they tend to adopt what they hear.
Unanimous, unanimous,
Indeed.
unanimous.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Women do let their best friends, so-called, run their relationships because they go to them for advice, even on very personal things.
I mean, as human beings, we tend to seek advice from those who are nearest and dearest. But I think, and what the difference I tend to find is that men, all right, you'll not find a married guy going to get marital advice, even though it might be his best friend. If that chap is single, forget it. He will not seek advice from him. Women, on the other hand, tend, for me, to seek advice from friends who are totally polarized from the position they're in. Okay? She's in a relationship. She'll probably go and get that advice from either A, the chairman or the chairperson or feeder, or B, all right, from a lesbian. Do you understand what I mean? But the lesbian is still a relationship. But you know what? It is not the same kind of relationship. So as far as I'm concerned, and this is what I always tell my personal karuse, is that, listen, darling, now if you want advice, seek it from me. All right? Your friends.
They do go to girlfriends, and sometimes
too many cooks.
Yes. And sometimes these girlfriends aren't even in relationships with.
That's what I'm saying. 99%
going to the
of
wrong
time.
people,
Yeah.
and it does happen.
Yes,
it does happen.
I have two views, Ian. One is, of course, I think the girlfriends in many relationships take over. And these women need to be careful because their girlfriends sometimes, some of them are just not happy with your relationship. So, of course, what they tell you is to spoil for you.
Yeah.
Some of them, not all of them. There's some who are good, there's some who are witches. And you need to be careful who you're dealing with. But secondly, to be fair on them, if I met a woman in a relationship who has no friends, girlfriends, I would be hesitant. What kind of a woman is she if she has no friends? She needs to have friends. She needs to be able to talk to her friends. I don't want my wife all the time coming to me and I being the only person she spends time with. There are times I want to ask my wife or my girlfriend, go to your friends. There's some stresses you need to release to your friends. And then there's some you need to bring to me. You need to hang out with your friends. You need to be a girlfriend because that's who you are naturally. I mean, women are more connectors than we are.
Right.
And we need to allow them to hang out.
Okay.
As long as you said, are the right kind of friends.
Okay.
But allow them to be with their girlfriends because it's going to save you a lot of
What should they discuss
issues.
with their girlfriends? Should they discuss bedroom things with their girlfriends?
If that is really bothering them, I wouldn't be too insecure to allow them to discuss that. What I don't want is negative advice, that it's going to destroy what we're doing in bed. But why not? Because if they talk about those bedroom issues out there, then at least they have let it out. It's not going to all come to me in one go. It's going to be a tsunami when it comes to me. So I'd rather have them talk out there, as long as I know they're the right kind of friends.
I mean, gentlemen, I tend to find that, I'm not too sure about you guys who are members of the fellowship, okay, that most women, once you get into a relationship, I don't know, did she start deceiving your friends, telling you, you know what, I don't like that sort, I don't like that guy, you can hang around with this one, but not that one. They tend to do that to us, but we are not given the provision of doing the same to them.
It's more common to have girls talk about, you know, oh, I see your husband does this, does that, does this. Oh, I saw your, you know, you as soon as you get home, you know, your wife knows or your girlfriend knows exactly where you were and who you were with.
Thank you.
Because
I agree with
you.
You
go to a club, she's called. Oh, guess who's here?
Exactly.
And guess what he's doing? Yes.
So hence the solution is either A, you let us vet your friends, or B, have no friends at all. All right? From your past.
That's a bit drastic.
No, have no friends from your past.
That's a bit drastic.
Like the friends
so it's friends from
No, so from now, when we met, you can start now building your relationships, okay? With people of this like-minded individuals. Because she does the same for you, gentlemen. Remember that, yeah? You know, your friends from your single life, of course, unless, of course, she approves of them, which is, you know, if you, out of 10, she'll probably pick 1 or 2, yeah? And that's clearly out of necessity, but otherwise.
Can I pick a point there?
Yes.
Because I think we are probably pointing too much finger on the woman. Sometimes we are guilty. Because at times, I mean, women would say, this man, he's all out with his boys. Right. 1 night, 2 nights, 2 nights. You're not even available at home to do what's necessary there, to be the man, to be the husband. You're just out there. Or maybe in the relationship you have checked out because all you're doing is hanging out with your boys. So to be fair on the woman, sometimes I feel we give them the same kind of treatment. That we hang out with our boys even when she doesn't approve of them. Because as Quach would say, what right does she have to approve of my friends? They're my friends. She either swallows that pill or hits the road.
Ideally.
I know you would say that, but that's unfair, of course.
But you see, no matter what kind of friends they have, girlfriends will always advise the other on relationships. They always know what's going on. Yes. Even if they're just talking, you know, like I saw your husband in a club and hey, he can, you know. They're saying, they may be saying it innocently, but they are advising the wife. Yes. When he goes out, you need to be with him.
And off the chair.
So at that level, of course, I agree with you. But let me ask you, Ian, we need to understand that we are different from ladies in terms of relationships. It's very easy for me to survive without many boyfriends. Or even when I have them and we go out, I may not even share my personal problems.
Yes.
Don't you think sometimes we die young because of that? Younger than the woman? Because we never really talk about the pain. And what I love about the woman, to the right people, of course, she's able to talk about these issues. And I feel sometimes I get some relief from my woman when she shares about her personal issues. Because at least now...
Shares with somebody else.
With someone else, not just me.
But they get more ulcers and more headaches because of the advice that they've been given by these so-called friends of theirs.
I am talking about the right kind of friends. But for us, we go for the bottle and other things much more often because we never really talk. You may hang out with your boys, Quach, the whole night. You take several for the night. And you will not say that your woman beat you up last night.
Absolutely not.
Or something happened last week. And I think that's unhealthy because at some point you're going to drop dead.
Pastors, that's why boys' nights are important. And that's why we call them prayers. Okay? Because you have survived. And, you know, it does happen, you know. And that's first on the agenda, right? We get there. It's me, you, Ian, Your Kandongo Pastors has got 2, so he comes with them, of course.
No, don't pull me into this.
No, but honestly, boys' nights are only just boys' nights, okay? And you sit there, and honestly, you get it off your chest. Hey, Maze Jana, Mama Bana, she fixed me a couple of times. Why? Because of 1, 2, 3. Then it's not long, drawn out, and very pedantic. Chief.
Which is the issue. You never get down to the issue. You just report and move on and report in a skewed way to protect your image.
Yes.
But you never really get to talk about the real issues. I think women talk about the real issues.
Are you sure there are many guys who talk about such things?
Oh, yes.
No.
Oh, yes.
No.
Oh, yes. When there are issues, especially, honestly, amongst friends, they always discuss those issues.
Things like
always.
what?
No, as in, you know what?
Mainly blame game. Mainly this woman is crazy, this
I mean, look, man, we had, we were brawling yesterday. She wants a new car and we can't afford it. I told her the reasoning why. Hey, you know what? I was almost caught with this Klande. you talk it out, okay? And then even if, of course, the one issue that guys will rarely discuss is that, you know, you are fixed, yeah? And you know, these days people get fixed a lot.
Quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, and I can see you nodding your head like a sage. You understand what I'm saying?
The door was open. I walked into a door.
All right.
When you, as a guy, you discuss it with your pals.
Yes.
Do they advise you?
Yes.
And do you listen to? Do you take all their advice?
Of
like
course
the girls,
not. Of course
like
not.
the girls would take
Of course.
wholesome.
You see, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I want to get married, okay, I'd come to the two of you to seek advice, okay? But when it comes to advice on me now cheating on my spouse,
You can't go to your pastor. You can confess. You won't tell anybody.
No, I want to cheat and get away with it. So I'd ask an expert. You know what I mean? Yeah? And, you know, there are things that obviously we discuss as a married man, you would discuss with bachelors. There are things you can only discuss with married men. But women, it's kila kitu. It's a remix. It's a kachumbari.
Yeah.
She can talk to anyone about it. And I look at some of the people that my sweetheart talks to. I'm like, wow.
Do you talk about it? Because that's the other thing. Your man is your first confidant. Don't go and tell your girlfriends things out there that you can't tell your man. You know, unless it's a special case. But generally, you need to be able to talk to your man. Don't rely on your girlfriends out there to be those who support you, and forget that at the end of the day, it's about you and your man.
Guys,
We're about to go into a break, so be brief.
Yeah, you know, I mean, generally, I mean, he said, you know, ask your girlfriends. Ask your girlfriend what type of girlfriend she has. I'm yet to meet a woman who will say, my girlfriend, one's a Malaya, the other is a prostitute, and then the other one has got gonorrhea. No, you know, it's generally, they're like, all my friends are good people. And what she does is that she vets your boys by hanging with you, all right? But rarely is there a scenario where you hang out with her girls.
We'll go into a break now, and when we come back, we'll have a lady come in and we'll hear their side of the story. Don't go away. Welcome back to Mentality. Today we're looking at the issue of female advisors. Yo, Chile, does she go to the right people to get advice on relationships? In the studio we've got Chao, radio personality. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
I'm sure you've listened to what the men have got to say.
I have.
Now, before we hear what you have to say, let's hit the streets and see what is the view of the girls.
Well, I think they do, because they share a lot concerning their relationships. So whatever their friends give as advice is what they tend to follow most than what they really feel inside.
So I can say that those who are Christians are able to read the Bible, and they are able to analyze whatever they are told, whatever they read, before they make any decision on what they want to do. Yes.
What I usually know is that women like to hear from other opinions, and then even after hearing from other opinions, they conclude at least something that is reasonable for them in their lives. Because since women do not really like to keep quiet all the time, so what they usually do, they hear other ideas from other people, and especially their fellow ladies. And then even after hearing ideas from their fellow ladies, they form, okay, it is kind of relieving themselves, and even it also helps them to conclude on something.
Do girls, ladies, go to their friends for advice on relationships? Do they get the right advice? Why do they go to them?
You know, women are very, we talk a lot by nature. That's who we are. We talk.
Oh, we know.
We're talkers. Yeah? We're not silent. And as a result of that, we discuss what's going on. We don't just talk about guys, but we talk about everything. Guys form part of the equation. Do we go to our female friends for advice? We might just bounce back on something that's going on. Why do we do it? Once again, we're talkers. We're not the silent kind.
Fine, women are talkers. But your girlfriends, it's the wrong sort, Chao, yeah? Because you will be in a relationship with me, and then you will vet all my friends. You'll just leave me with the Pastor S's of this world, okay? All right?
Cool.
Yeah? And then everyone else is gone. Maybe if I'm really hanging on the wild side, you'll throw in an Ian, okay? But my sort, you will vet them all.
Yeah.
Yet when I want to pick and choose, because that's what you've done.
Yeah.
When I want to pick and choose your friends, it's very sensitive. And then most of your friends, okay, are not the kind of people who should be able to pass judgment on others.
Kwach, let me just start off by saying this. Being in a relationship is not a walk in the park, as I'm sure you all know. It's not a walk in the park. There's so many things that you have to do. You have to compromise, you have to have compassion, and you have to commit to being with your significant other. I always talk about 3 C's. And in that is how you find out, well, am I going to be able to deal with Kwach's friends? Or why does he not like me talking to Julie? What does he have against Julie? Now, the way you approach me about Julie is going to tell me what you really feel about Julie. Julie might be my best friend in the world, all right? And your friends might have problems like we all do, and she might be coming from a good place. Let's assume she's coming from a good place in her advice. But because of the way you always be like, Kwach, you'd be like, Chao, you know, Julie, she's negative. She's a negative Nancy.
I don't want to see her.
I don't want to see, there you go. I don't want to see her around. I don't even want her to call your phone, going through your phone. Like, did Julie call you again? Why are you always on the phone with Julie? I'm going to have a negative reaction to that.
So what you're saying, Chao, understanding is important. I wouldn't support his dictatorial approach, where he just says, I don't want to see her because of the way she looks, or I don't want to see her because of what I think. We should talk about it.
Absolutely.
And I should understand you as a woman. You need ladies out there to connect with. Friends. I would love for you to have your friends. And if I have a problem with one of your friends, I would like to call you as a mature person and tell you, this is what I think about this other person. What do you think? I don't think the advice coming across is helping our relationship. We will discuss at that level and make some agreements together. That's what I'll tell Kwach. But just dictating to you, I think it's demeaning you at a point.
It is, and not only that, but if I did not have friends, you wouldn't be able to tell who I am. That's the thing. You need to understand that my friends will give you an indication of who I am as a person. Because I surround birds of a feather, remember? The birds of a feather flock together. So there will be that one rotten egg, as there is in every society, as there is in every family. There's always a black sheep. But if you focus on that one person, then you're going to make that whole relationship about this one person you do not like.
Why is it that you know that the person, birds of a feather flock together, there's that one rotten egg, and that egg is rotten because, man, either she's known as a homewrecker, or, she's anti-relationships. Why do you girls, women, then seek advice from that person?
I think it's the same reason that you will not dump Bob, your best friend, who's got 3 pangowakandos, and has a wife at home who's crying her eyes at night. It's human nature. You would not dump your friend Bob. You would tell me, I do not care. Bob is my boy. I've known him forever. And it goes down to it being human nature.
Okay, but do you know why we don't?
There's almost a loyalty. You might feel sorry for her. There's so many emotions, and I don't want to categorize. I mean, to generalize rather, but rather because people are different.
Yes.
But I think it boils down to human nature. Right. Are you going to toss her to the street? She's done a couple of things wrong. Yes. But up until the point, I think for women, because we are more nurturing, because of our wiring, up until you feel that something is completely irretrievably broken, you will be there. And this is why we hang on to relationships that we work with the hope that it's going to get better.
Chao, let me tell you, because our fear is, the reason why we don't dump Bob is that subconsciously we envy the guy. Yeah?
That's where the problem is.
This guy, Bob can,
I need to know. Hey,
Bob
guys,
can hang with 3. Wow, this guy is deadly. In fact, you know what?
That is
no, but it's true. It's true.
See,
because
that's why me and you, we're not having this relationship anymore.
Because we're like, how can we be like Bob, and how does he get away with it? Tricks of the trade. And so you just want to be with this guy.
But if you're looking up to Bob, how are you then forming a relationship?
And Chao is also asking you, why do you have double standards?
That's
you want her to drop that one, rotten egg, but you don't want to drop yours.
No, you see, no. Listen, she has vetted, by the way. By the time this relationship is up and running,
she's agreed to the rotten egg.
Yes. That one, basically, he passed through the seams. Okay.
No,
that is the one that
So you've actually let her choose your friends for you?
For peace on earth, yes.
Everything is about balance in this world. And for the women who you're saying rely too much on their friends, it's balance once again. If I'm going to rely too much on something or too much on someone,
something is wrong.
Something is wrong somewhere, and something is not connecting. And
But
it's
you see,
not
what it is you've listened to your friends. They've told you, but rather that friend, she's told you exactly what I did and probably exaggerated.
And I believed her.
And you believed her.
Yes.
I come in 5 a.m. Tomorrow morning, breakfast.
It's cold.
Silent treatment.
It's cold.
Should you not
tea, no
ask
sugar.
Nothing. Shouldn't you ask me?
Yeah, you're on a diet.
Shouldn't you talk to me?
You should talk. But the both of you should talk. But then remember, where's she coming from? You came at 5, she got the phone call at 2. I want you to put yourself in her shoes. I'm out. You get a call or a text from Quach. Right? We all know he's going to embellish 1 or 2 words. Just embellish, not fake.
By the time you come home, your bags will be packed.
Yeah. So, thank you. There you go. And what are you? You're going to look at me, and you're not going to want to listen to a word I say. Like, no. So I know you enjoyed dancing with that guy. What song was that? Bend Over? Okay. You know, so you're not going to listen. At that point, are you willing to listen?
So that's a reality, Chao, and I agree because of the way you're wired. But I think what you're telling those kind of women out there, give a relationship a chance. Come to a point where you can take control to an extent of your emotions. If you need to walk, just walk and come back.
I'm telling you, that
but get to
walk
talk about
helps.
it. Eventually, don't dismiss a guy just because of what your girlfriend told you. Make sure you hear his view and you talk about it, because at the end of it, you're building. And I love that word.
There needs to be foolproof evidence that Quach was up in that business.
Exactly.
Irrefutable.
So,
but at the same time, It Wasn't Me doesn't work, because that's a played out song.
Don't you think you should not even listen? If she calls you up and tells you, guess who's here? Quach is here. Shouldn't you just say, I don't want to hear anymore? And that's it.
You can listen to it, but then what is the status of your relationship?
I don't think you should listen.
What is your relationship like? Are you guys?
Why is she telling you that?
What is your relationship like?
Thank you, he's out, goodbye.
In fact, I think Ian, I differ with you in that one.
What is your relationship?
Of her, just in support of you. I think if you're being told your man is in a certain place, you should listen, because that's important. This man is important to you. Don't rely on that solely. Get corroboration.
Aren't you going to be...
But that's not advice. That's just information. Work with the information.
You're going to
Don't
make
work
your
with
own
advice.
conclusions after that.
Like CSI, like when they're doing CSI, they gather all the information. They don't just go to one bit and everything. That's what it's like. But if you're building a case against somebody...
a woman's mind...
Yes.
She will listen and listen and listen without reacting first.
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
We are gathering information.
What, you agree that there'll be silent treatment in the morning before she finds out everything else?
Not necessarily. Once again, it depends.
He'll come in, Quach will come in 5 a.m. Hi,
depends.
darling, how was your night out? Mwah, mwah. Here's your breakfast. Are you going to do that?
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't have the breakfast. I'd check for it.
Actually, what I do, let me tell you what I do.
Like, what did she put?
What I do, I just don't go home.
See, that's even worse, because when you do go home, it's not just the breakfast. There'll be some hidden...
No, we say you're in trouble already. So
the gathering evidence, I don't mind. But it's the immediate reaction. Tomorrow morning, breakfast...
Ian, sorry, before you, I've got to ask, what club was this, Baba, that you are, Nani?
That you were caught out.
Fungua roho yako.
Yeah, fungua roho.
Chao, to be fair on you, I think, Ian, you should allow a woman to react, just like I would react if I heard from my boyfriend.
There's reacting, overreact.
Exactly.
But then you see, that is still within the reaction
follow up the information
phase.
later.
Look, you're giving me silent treatment, and you haven't even said anything.
Yes.
I'm trying to
so what,
recover
you want
enough
a
to be able to talk to you.
Flying, whizzing behind your head?
I want you to ask me.
And then what?
And then I'll tell you, or I'll lie to you.
See? We already know.
At least talk to me.
Yes, don't jump to conclusions.
You've already jumped to... You've already believed your
Once
Julie.
again, it depends on the woman. It depends on the nature of your relationship. I'm going to stick by that because not every relationship is dysfunctional.
Yes.
There are functional relationships where you will get that call, like you're saying, Pastor, and you will say, okay, he did say he was going to be out. Okay.
Yes.
And the next day, Julie called me. She said that you were out. Yeah.
That I like. But that's not what really happens.
Exactly.
But then not everybody gets to that level at the same time. Guys, come on.
No, Chao, clearly, what me and Ian are saying, wow, unbelievable, is that you are...
Did I just do that?
You know, you are to women what Pastor S is to men, okay? Unique.
What do you mean?
Okay.
I think there are a lot of people like
We're
that.
running out of time, so we'll just have final submissions. Watch.
All right, you know what, honestly, if we are in the process as gentlemen, they, as women, vet our friends, we should be able to do the same. If she cannot allow that, then just cut her off. Tell her, let us basically form friendships as we form our union.
Thank you, Kwach. Pastor S.
What I would say to the women out there, be careful. There's some women out there and girlfriends who are not the right type. They're not about building your relationship. Be mature enough to choose what you hear out there. At the end of the day, you're in this dance with your man.
Thank you. Chao?
I think that what you should do if you are in a relationship is know who you are first. Don't get into a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship, because then you will get lost. You will believe the 2 a.m. phone calls. You'll just get lost in everything.
Thank you, Chao.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kwach, no, you can't get my number.
Yes.
Okay. No. Ladies out there, you have friends. When they talk about your relationships, don't believe everything they say. Take everything, test everything. Test everything before you react. We've come to the end of the show. From all of us, goodbye.